Being a normal human in Jujutsu Kaisen is terrifying. You go on about your normal life, unaware of the nature of the world you live in, blind literally and figuratively to your surroundings, the dangers that can plague your life, hurt you or kill you in a way that will leave a sour taste in your loved ones' mouths long after you're gone. Unable to truly figure out what actually happens, forced to believe in a made-up story that doesn't logically align with outcomes, witnessing countless disasters and tragedies and being forced to believe in whatever excuse the local news tells you, be it a terrorist attack, a natural disaster, or whatever. Surely people would not bother too much with it until it is at their front door, and by then it's too late. Whatever it is, you don't get to know the ignorance of it all, whether it is bliss or a curse. The creatures that cause this are curses which come from your own fears. The stronger the fear, the stronger the curse. One for each and every negative sentiment, no matter how small it is, allowing for an endless stream of birth on an unlimited scale and varieties. Grotesque creatures that reside in every small corner of society, unlimited amount of ways to horribly die, or even worse, being turned into an amalgamation of flesh and bone, used as a tool or discarded to suffer until death. And worst of all, you might keep a fragment of your consciousness to feel all of the pain and stay confined in that transfigured body, wishing for an end, clawing for death, for the peace that comes with it. But that is specific to people transfigured by Mahito. The number of deaths and disappearances in Japan exceeds 10,000 every year on average. So much human life that humans simply don't know the truth behind. I talked about Jujutsu Kaisen extensively on this channel. Countless character analysis, narrative and thematic commentary for 4 years now, all adding to the insane amount of topics discussed from this series, whether that's story, characters and power system, and many other things about this world. But we never pause and reflect on the normal humans in Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, surely they are not just some random NPCs drawn because the world should have people in it. Or like most other series, they exist and vary depending on the quality of the world building of said series. Jujutsu Kaisen is different, not just because it is set in a realistic modern day Japan, simply imitating and reflecting normal life and normal humans. The whole concept of curses comes from humans in the most literal of senses. We experience the story through the perspective of sorcerers, whose entire job is to protect those humans. One of the biggest moral dilemmas and thematic questions the series poses is about the value of human life and whether or not it should be protected. The power system is grounded in mass psychosis, fear, and anxiety. The themes in the story range from love, bullying, self-worth, regret, duty, strength, and loneliness. All human things that depend on humanity. That very same humanity which curses itself. Not only does humanity give birth to curses, but they themselves make life miserable and awful for each other. The high schoolers that bullied Junpei, the teacher who cowardly neglected them, the villagers who imprisoned and tortured Hanako and Mimiko, the curse and media that neglected innocence and justice in the cases of Hiromi Higuruma, the Jujutsu higher-ups who do not value young lives, the Tengen followers who consist of mostly normal people clapping and smiling after the murder of a 15-year-old because they pursue the divination of an individual. They are all awful, each worse than the other, in their own ways. Of course, not every human is like that. Most people are innocent and pure from the start. And it is specifically those humans that suffer the most because they deal with human malice and awfulness and feel the effect of curses that come out of that. Junpei is a brilliant character that communicates a lot of these themes in Jujutsu Kaisen. He is a tragic child that fate toyed with. He found himself between Yuji and Mahito, the foils, the thesis and the antithesis, the two coins with similar yet different sides. He was cursed by humans, cursed by curses, and ultimately cursed by himself, by his own innocence and naivety, bringing us back to that imaginative perspective of what it feels like to be a human in this world, blind and ignorant to everything. Most people are, but some villages, non-modern and populated areas, have a deeper understanding to curses as a phenomena and a presence of sorcery in their cultures. Some people in more modern cities also know about this, whether they are big shots who have a hand in things or citizens who seek salvation and healing from sorcerers. But for most, it is the same. Sorcery is heard of, but it is just an occult and creepy idea that probably is not real. As far as we know, the only ways a normal person is able to see curses is when he is close to death or in an intense and special situation, which, when you really think about it, is not far from our own reality. Who is to say that ghosts, yokai, and jinn do not exist when almost every culture and religion from around the world speaks of them? The explanation behind some accidents, disappearances, and not very normal occurrences can be the same as curses. We just cannot see. Perhaps the media and government are in on it too, covering up things with veils so we don't see what happens and coming up with an excuse later in the news. And every now and then, some of that slips out. Looking at it this way reveals a lot about the quality of the subtle world building in Jujutsu Kaisen. The very little but rich crumbs that paint a picture of a world like this and contrasted with our own. After all, the occult, sorcery, and magic do exist. So who knows? Perhaps this really is our Jujutsu Kaisen after all. Existential conspiracy theories aside though, I believe that the humans in Jujutsu Kaisen are even scarier than curses. We talked about the humans themselves, so what about the curses? From their perspective, they are given life because of human awfulness and sadness, yet that very life is taken away from them by humans who protect and guard lives. What about their lives? Do they not get these rights? Aside from being forced to exist because of human fear, they are robbed that very life because they are feared. Humans destroy themselves. They destroy curses and even the world they inhabit and the nature around them. They burn down forests and bring extinction to animals. They pollute the sea and deliberate death as well. So when Hanami and Dagon stand up for that as guardian spirits, they are monsters, they are the curses. The destruction that humans bring to themselves is far greater than anything curses cause. So who is the true monster? Humans pretend to be righteous and positive while being awful and negative at the same time. At least curses are pure in what they say. That is not mine, but Jogo's argument, one of Jujutsu Kaisen's best written and underlooked characters, who we've talked about before on this channel. He seeks to usher a new age, one where curses dominate instead of humans where they reign supreme. He is proud in his purity and is dedicated to his cause. He goes through a character journey where he learns to understand and tame his ego, thoroughly plots with Kenjaku and puts his life on the line for the sake of his pursuit. earning him a compliment and salvation by the one who stands above it all, the one who understands both curses and humans and laughs at how each of them flock together in small, desperate groups. Jogo hates human hypocrisy, not in any philosophical way, but only from his logical perspective. Why is he not seen as a hero and a respected character? Just because he killed humans and did awful things? Well, how many curses are killed by those very humans? Do they ever count how many curses they kill? Do they pause and reflect on that? This time it is Mahito who asks this question. The very curse born from human fear of humans themselves. He is a human curse and a curse human, and he is none of that and all of that all the same. Mahito is the mirror that reflects humanity. He is the antidote to their righteousness, and he is the result of their malice. All of the bad in one being, born to confront them, to test them, and to bring out the worst in them. Humans created a hell for themselves and a hell for curses, and within that very hell, he was born. The very simple idea that Mahito was born from human fear of humans is terrifying, because everything we discussed in this video leads back to him. The blindness, the ignorance, the malice, the pure evil, the very horror that humanity represents for itself and the world is personified in Mahito as an entity, as a being. Add to that the fact he can see other souls and manipulate their shapes to his will. He can uncover your darkest and deepest truths and spread them in front of you, all while laughing and mocking the stupid resolve you hide behind. When Jogo says he is the mirror that reflects humanity, that tells us everything we need to know. If Mahito is cruel and evil, so is humanity. If he is terrifying and scary, so is humanity. Humans just prefer to look the other way. Many thanks for watching.